Welcome. I'm Harmony Slater, your host of the Finding Harmony podcast. Over the past 20 years, I've taught thousands of yoga teachers and students to explore the intersection between ancient wisdom and modern everyday life, using mind-body practices to heal, awaken, and manifest their dreams from the inside out. This podcast is a sanctuary for those feeling overwhelmed by life's challenges. Are you ready to jump in and discover how these challenges aren't actually in the way, but are the way to finding harmony? Let's invite the magic back in. Well, hello. Welcome to the Finding Harmony podcast. I'm your host, Harmony, and today we are interviewing a dear friend of mine, someone I met through the Ashtanga yoga practice while I was teaching in Bosnia. And he opened up his heart and his hotel, and we started having an annual Turkish yoga retreat at his hotel. And so you're going to hear the story of how we met, also the story of his practice journey, and just dive into enjoying his Turkish charm. We're talking about all things Turkey, some of the nuances to the cultural aspect of Turkey, some of the misconceptions, as well as some of the joys of going and practicing in this beautiful location in Alachati. So we are talking to Sevket. You might also know him as Recep. He's a wonderful human being with a big, big heart, and he has this gorgeous boutique hotel that is right in the heart of Alachati, a cute little Mediterranean town on the Aegean Sea, which is very close to Greece. Alachati has been described as Western Turkey's heaven on earth by CNN Travel. And it's just a beautiful secret location in Turkey that is gorgeous, with the sea there, some mountains, these beautiful towns that are all cobblestone streets, and hotels and houses and shops that are all made of stone. It's just a gorgeous area, very close to the ancient city of Ephesus, and a short boat ride away from some of the Greek islands. So you can enjoy shopping in the local Mediterranean markets. They have a lot of natural hot springs in this area. It's just really, really beautiful. So we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to visit Alachati, what it was like for him to grow up in this area, as well as the practice of yoga and his experience practicing yoga with Saraswati, as well as another teacher in Mysore, and also now Sharat Joyce. So he has quite the journey, and it's going to be a really beautiful conversation that I can't wait to dive into. And if you would like to know more about how to spend 10 days with me this July 1st to the 10th, in this beautiful Mediterranean location in Turkey, where it is very cost effective to come and enjoy and shop and be and relax and connect with yourself. You can find out all the information on my website, harmonyslater.com/yoga-retreat-Turkey. Send me a DM and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. It's an all-inclusive retreat. You just need to pay for flights and transportation to the hotel. And otherwise, everything else pretty much, besides maybe a few outings, and if you decide to eat dinner out, of course, is included. So we're looking forward to welcoming you into this beautiful retreat setting, and I hope that you love this interview with Sevket. Hi, welcome to the Finding Harmony podcast. I'm your host, Harmony. Hi, how are you? Sevket Recep.
Hi, Harmony, Russell, good to see you
Good
both.
to see you.
Good to see you.
You share a name with the leader of Turkey. You have the same name.
Actually, my second name is Recep. His first name is Recep. So like, okay, we're sharing the same name, but not in the same spot. So he's like Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, me, Şevket Recep Üstün. So he's usually using Tayyip. I'm usually using Recep. But of course, it's both same.
Does that mean that you're cousins?
No.
No. We are not cousins. I don't want to be a relative with that guy.
We got that on. We got that recorded.
But so in Turkey, do you typically go by your second name then, not your first name?
I mean, it depends on you. When you start, when you born, they give you those names, right? So then when you get age like 6, 7 years old, they start calling with something. So my family choose to call me Recep all the time. So I got used to Recep. But sometimes people still calling me Sevket also. I'm okay. So it's good to have two, I
Yeah.
mean, you can switch sometimes, like you can be a different person.
Yeah, I like it.
No one would ever call us by our middle names, Don and Altus. That'd be a completely different show.
That would be a very
Don and
different show.
Altus, Finding Don.
Actually, Sevket is more calm. Recep is more aggressive part of me.
Is it?
We
Yeah.
can say that.
Sevket?
When they call me Sevket, I feel really different, When they call me Recep, I feel different. I don't know why. It's like, maybe they don't call it both at the same time. That's why when they call me Sevket, because some people pick Sevket, so they totally different type of people. Some people pick Recep and they different people, so it's
That's so funny. It's interesting.
I want to ask you a question. I don't want to embarrass you or put you on the spot. I just got a phone call from Robbie Cavallero, who's been on the show before, and we called him the Mysore aristocrat. Is that what we called him? The aristocrat of Mysore. And I don't know if you know Robbie, but he is something like
He's like a duke or something, no?
he is Italian royalty, and his great uncle was a famous field marshal Ugo Cavallero, and we have his hat upstairs for some reason. But very very old family, and I feel like the vibe I get from talking with Sevket is a kind of similar vibe. I have a feeling that there's like an old family, an old story there.
Turkish royalty?
Turkish royalty, like Persian, Persian royalty, going all the way back to Xerxes and Persepolis and the whole, like, is that a vibe do you recognize that at all?
You mean my family, like
Yeah, your
father,
family.
grandfather?
Basil,
I mean,
maybe goes all
actually,
the way back.
my father comes from north part of Turkey, and they were living in a small village, so
Oh.
in the north part of Turkey. So my father got like 8 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
They all engineers, and they all studied university, and only my father was the youngest one. So when I was a kid, my cousins were like, I remember I was like 9 years old, 10 years old. My youngest cousin was like 35. So so they were like the same age like my mom almost.
Yeah.
So my mom was the last one, and my father was the last one, and actually he got the most successful one in the family.
Yeah.
So then he moved to Ankara, Istanbul in young age, and he started doing his own business, and he got really successful, and he made but it's like a village family. But my mom's side is totally different. My mom's grandfather, he was a big businessman. They were already settled down in a big city. My mom grew up, in a different way. She was like more kind of, comfortable than my father's side. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, my mom is
interesting.
like more kind of that type.
She's like a modern city girl.
Yeah, she was very independent. Think about like 1968 something, like she starts studying university, I think, and she moved to Ankara as an independent girl. She was staying alone, so her father, he encouraged her to move. I mean, it was that time. It's still in Turkey. not many families they supporting girls to be alone in other cities, but in that time it's kind of like impossible. So my mom was like super lucky. Her father was like a super open-minded person and educated and wealthy guy. So I'm sorry I couldn't see both. So grandfather, both sides, my mom's side, that they were really old guys, and when I was born, they already passed. So I was not lucky in that side, but I saw both my mom and grand from my father's side and mother's side.
So
Yeah.
not like hundreds of years in the Ottoman Empire or anything like that.
I mean, it's so hard to find in Turkey because we don't have data coming from 19th centuries too much. You have to go to government sign and dig too much to see what's going on. If you go to website of the government, they put something. I checked a little bit, but I mean, I couldn't find anything before 19th century too much.
Wow.
Because of a lot of wars, all the information gone in Turkey. You know, it's so many things passed in this land in that time. We had like First World War, Independence War, like so many things has destroyed. So that's why Turkish people, it's so hard to know where we are coming from. I might be a Russian mix. I might be an Arabic mix. I might be an even Greek mix, by the way. So they all mixed up here in Turkey. So since
I see the resemblance between the two of us. Harmony often refers to me as an Arab, and just like so, I think maybe the two of us, if we look at our profiles, there's something similar going on with the way that we look.
That's the interesting thing about Turkey, though. And I think like you're so passionate about Turkey. You're always to me, the like iconic like Turkish lover of all things Turkish. You're so patriotic and to your homeland. But it is such a mixing pot because it's like one of the oldest, I guess, civilizations and really like main place for many great people, and many ancient civilizations too like made that their home, right?
I mean, that's Anatolia, where everything was born. So Turkish people, we came to Anatolia. That land is in the 15th century. First war, it's called Malazgirt War. It was like 10th century, beginning of the 10th century. Turkish people start moving to that side because we are coming from Middle Asia. Originally very close to India, by the way. Most of the Turk civilizations was like very close to India. So the main reason Indian people has this Muslim religion, probably because of some also Turkish in that time. Turkish wars happened in this part of the world also. That's why, maybe, because I'm not sure, but I'm think because of that. So this Anatolia has a lot of Lydians, Sumerians. I don't know how they call it in English, but so many civilizations passed in that land. And this Byzantium Empire was the last one before the Ottoman Empire. So they were located in Istanbul. So and
eastern
Istanbul
side of the Roman Empire.
That Istanbul was the capital of Byzantium Empire. So Turkish Ottoman is a family emperor, by the way. They're not like 100%. We can't call them Turkish. So they mixed up a little bit also. So that's why we don't want to call ourselves like coming from Ottoman Empire, because Ottoman means Ottoman's son. So Ottoman is the name Osman, who is the founder of the Ottoman Empire, and that guy's family. So we can say that all Turkish people coming from Ottoman Empire. So Ottoman Empire is one of the Turkish empire and influenced by Muslim religion. Before Muslim religion, Turkish people was shamanic. So if we go to 10th century, 9th century, 8th century, as most of the Turkish people, was shamanic. So the Ottoman Empire picked to be Muslim, and they start having war with the other civilization in the Anatolia. Then the Prophet Muhammad said, there is a saying, if you Google it, you can say that Ottoman, because Prophet Muhammad has lived in 7th century, 6th century, so where they in an Arabic island. So he pointed to Istanbul. So who is gonna get to Istanbul from Byzantine Empire, because Byzantine Empire was a Christian, right? So who will get he will get God power, something like that. So he pointed and he targeted Istanbul. So that's why Ottoman Empire, when they came to Anatolia, they picked the Muslim. So the Ottoman, Osman, and the rest of the sultans, their first target was Istanbul. When they got to Istanbul, you know, the era changed. So we were at the Middle Age to go to the New Age, right? So it's like very important something, because Istanbul was the probably the most modern city, one of the and most in that time. So that's why we can call ourselves, we can call ourselves like, you know, Ottoman. So let's say Turkish, but Ottoman is kind of just one family.
Yeah, it's like a family lineage, not necessarily like a whole nation.
We were just learning on the History Channel about the Swedish Vikings who went down the river to Constantinople and to Istanbul and were, you know, invading, and they were called the Rus, and the Rus then kind of populated, you know, Siberia and became Russia. And I was like, wow, that's, you know, so there's all sorts of mixing going on, but I'm kind of convinced
in the
that's
north part of in Russia, Crimea. I mean, we have like so many Turkish civilizations also in Russia. Their eyes look like a Korean, Chinese, let's say, you know, they not like Turkish people who is living in the Turkey now. So that's why Turkish people really mixed up. Who is living in Turkey now, like mixed up with Eastern Europe, like all this Bosnia, Macedonia, you know, like they mixed up with Serbian people, and they mixed up with Arabic people, they mixed up with Asian, Russian. Now even so many my friends, they got married with a Russian woman. So we're still mixing up a lot. So they like dark guys with the black hair, but their kids are, you know, like look white and green eyes or blue eyes now. So we're still mixing up.
Yeah. I think that it's interesting because sometimes, you know, we've been going to Turkey since 2017, and we're doing our 6th retreat this year at your place. And I think sometimes from like a Western perspective, Turkey, because it's especially kind of known to be more like Islamic now, and the government is kind of a little bit more moving towards fundamentalism. But when we're there in Turkey, it feels very diverse and very modern and very Mediterranean and very multicultural. And I think like partly it's because of where we are on the Asian
especially
Sea.
Cheshma,
And it's so close to Greece, and it's very but Istanbul also feels very modern and you know, just like there's so many people from all over the world still going to Istanbul to this day and living there, and it's such a, I mean, one of the biggest cities I've ever been in. It's so crazy. So it doesn't feel like super restrictive that way. But sometimes from the West, maybe people have like a misimpression of what it's like.
Yeah, because the information going on about Turkey is totally wrong. So I don't understand why people are doing that, because of the politics maybe, they make Turkey look like really conservative and like really religious. But no, Turkey is the most modern Muslim country in the world. Because of our founder of Turkish Republic, that guy Atatürk, called Atatürk. He was very modern guy. We had this conversation before, you remember? So the
Yeah.
first woman's right for, election right in Europe, Turkey, let's call it Turkey, because now we want to call it Turkey. Let me open this also, because it's Turkey. Because if you call Turkey, that means only Turkish people are living there. So that's why we want to call it Turkey, because we have Afghan people, it's the Syrian refugees, we have Boshnak people, we have Kurdish people. So Turkey is like a mixed of all these people, all this culture. So that's why we stopped calling Turkey, because it's kind of not good for the other people who is like, think about, you're Kurdish and they call you Turkish, So
Yeah.
I mean, you can say that I'm not. They want to say that I'm from Turkey, but I'm Kurdish. They want to say
Right.
this, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not Turkish. They don't want to say this. I agree with them, and I understand that.
Whoa.
So that's why I'm calling now Turkey. It's better for that. This
Oh.
and yeah, Turkey is not conservative at all, because we are really modern. So we picked Muslim. We are like Muslim, but Muslim doesn't mean that not modern. By the way, if you read the Quran or read things things going on in Quran, so I don't think it says that you. It always says good things, all the religious books, I think they saying good things, by the way, but
Yeah.
depending on how you understand it, or
Yeah.
how you, because all the phrases are open, so you can put it in a different way, or you can choose in a good way also to understand it. So
Yeah.
that's why, I mean, I don't understand people, the politics going on a lot. And we are surrounded by, like, maybe we have like 11 countries around us, so like so many small countries, Russia, like, Bulgaria, Greece, Syria, Iraq, Iran, Armenia,
Mesopotamia.
like we have like a lot of countries
Yeah.
and a lot of different things going on around. So that's why all the part of the Turkey is totally different. So where I live is the western part of Turkey, of course, is way much modern than the other side of the Turkeys, because of the people's mentality, and we are the closest part of the Europe. So we are very close to Europe. So of course it's like different people. If you go to Anatolia, they can't be more conservative. So but still they really nice people, the hospitality is like going on there also. If you go there, they're gonna open their house for you, they're gonna give you their food, they're gonna share their food. Of course, don't go there with the bikini, so if you go there with bikini, it's gonna be not nice for them, because their culture is more conservative than the other side.
Yeah.
So where I live, so you can walk in the Alashya streets with your bikinis, by the way. No one's
It's
gonna
true.
look at you, no one's gonna disturb you, because everybody where I grew up is like maybe 12 years old, 13 years old. It's kind of normal thing to dating. But if you go to Anatolian and the east part, people are a little more close to these things, so like the families, they keep their girls for a while. I mean, they don't let them to date with the others, so their mindset is different. So all the countries has different type of kind of things, right? So
It's
if you
kind
go
of
to
like Goa versus Mysore.
Mysore, or if you go to Israel also, I mean, I know, I mean, they like totally different, and you can see more religious, conservative Israeli people, like with the
Yeah.
beard. I mean, if you can go like more open, I think it's all the same. I think in United States is the same, no? Mormons,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they got the
Yeah.
Mormons. I mean,
Any long hair of any kind in Southern Illinois was frowned on as satanic. And that's very different from Manhattan
Or California.
or California. Yeah. Yeah. It's it's interesting. I was thinking about when we met. Of course, Harmony, you've been going to Turkey, every year for the past 6 years. I only got to go the one time, I think. But we
Yeah, I'm
met.
looking forward to you to come
I
back, of
would
course,
like to come
Russell.
back.
Please.
It's if maybe this podcast can get another 400 people to come, and then we can afford to bring me. But I remember meeting you in Mysore and coming by your home, and you had this kind of very lovely custom and manner of welcoming people into your home and feeding them, making sure everyone had enough olives and cheese. And, and this seems to have, every time I've heard about you, like, yeah, everyone's eating olives and cheese and tomatoes, and that's. But if someone asked me, like, how would you describe Sevket, and what's he like, what's he do, and it's like, well, I think he has a relationship to the hotel industry, but he's really into juggling. And so, like, that's all I really know about you. Like, you very much, like, that's a very kind of Robbie Cavallero manner, where, like, I don't really know what he does. He's just like a cosmic star child. And so I don't know how much of that you heard, Chef Kid. Should I say that over again?
Yeah, please. Yeah. So it's went off, I think. Please.
Yeah, you came back.
Okay, when did I stop? When did you stop?
He said
I mean, you were talking about olives and cheese, and I
Oh
got
yeah,
the
olives
olives
and
and
cheese.
cheese.
So, like, yeah, so if someone asked me to describe you, as like, what does Chef Kit do? It's like, I'm not really sure. I just know that maybe he has some kind of interest in the hotel industry, but, like, really what he does is he juggles. That's his main thing, is juggling. And so you really remind me, like, you have this kind of Robbie Cavallero thing about you. Like, I don't really know what he does. He's just a cosmic star child. And, like, that's what I know about you. Like, so.
And he does wakeboarding, water surfing.
You spend your whole life in Mysore for the last 10 years.
10 years.
What do you do?
And he used to be a professional tennis player.
Yeah.
Professional.
I was born
What
a little
happened?
lucky. I was born a little lucky because I told you my father was a really successful businessman, and he was very close to the president also. And I grew up really lucky because my big brother was not that lucky, so he was bigger than me. So that's why my father pushed him all the time to go to business, to take care of the business. But I'm my father's other side, so he always want me to do sports, is to play as a music instrument, or kind of, when you have like 5 kids, you want them to maybe all to be different, you don't want them to all go. So my father never played tennis. When I remember first day I asked him, can I play tennis? He just said, of course you can play. He bought me the racket, he find the teacher, and he went to the tennis courts, and we were going together. He was watching me. He was like he was playing himself. Then he was watching me like it's me and playing this kind of. So that's why I was lucky. He was supporting me all the time. So my brother was not that lucky, and I'm my big brother, but because he was always, he needs to work. He was very tough for him because he was the first child. So, but he was more soft to me. But by the way, I was very good at school. When I was in high school, I was doing like everything perfectly. When they go to school, talk to teachers were all saying that I'm a good student. I'm like doing very well. So that's why the first thing he was checking those things. Then after, you can do whatever you want to do. And he was supporting me all the time. That's why I grew up a little lucky. Then I picked the university also in another city, and he was supporting me. He got me the apartment. So he got me he bought me a car when I was 18 years old. So I was grew up lucky person. So that's why my interest was always not to work, by the way. So because I always think that when I was kid, so I mean, I don't need
that's
to
where
work.
I land. My interest is not in working. I would
So
agree.
because I always think that I knew that I don't need to work, so it's just because my
Agreed.
family, and I was not a greedy person. I was not looking for, hey, let me double up all these things and I get more money. And I mean, I was not greedy at all.
Yeah,
I
no.
really like to spend money, but I never like to make money,
Yeah.
so that.
Yeah, I'm
I love that.
totally. I feel like not only do we look alike, like almost exactly, but like our hearts are the same. I just do what my mom says. I'm not greedy, but then I just try not to work. And it's fine.
We have totally two different character with my brother. So my big brother, he loves to make money and he's always greedy and he always not care about the people around him. Also, like, I mean, he got the boss mentality, that's how he survived. So that's why he's really successful in his job, because he has no mercy. So but me, I mean, I'm an emotional guy, like grew up playing tennis, like doing this. I am always, when people come and say, people who works for me and come and say, hey, I'm sick, I always believe them. I always believe them. Okay, you can go home. My brother never believes them. He knows that they're not sick. They're just pretending like sick. So I don't have that boss mentality since my childhood. That's why I couldn't still manage things like that. I'm really unprofessional what I'm doing.
I don't think Harmony could have employees either, to be honest. I'm not sure. I think you just fired someone the other day, didn't you?
No, I did.
You did.
I'm gonna fire myself soon.
You fired like a little Filipino girl whose
I
whole
didn't fire her. I just let her go. She was a contractor.
brutal, merciless is what it sounded like. She was like doing a very sweet, nice lady,
I liked her a
really good
lot.
work for.
Yeah.
He's like, shh, cut her out. She made one little mistake on the podcast.
Downsize.
And she
I was downsizing.
No, but that's maybe I'm not doing the right thing. So because if you check around the boss mentality should be a little like that. So that's how you can survive. Because if you mercy people, that makes you put in a mercy situation also. If you too much mercy, they can put you in that situation also. So, but they not gonna mercy you, those people, probably. So that's why what my brother does the thing. But nobody, not everyone needs to be a boss, right? So
No.
that's why I pick to not to work too much. I mean, I pick to travel and to be the other side of the family. So we are like a big family. So then I was traveling all my 20s and beginning of 30s, and I was coming back and telling my stories to my mom and my sister and my brother, and they were going to same places that I was traveling, because I was the one who is traveling and seeing things and saying to the family. Even I remember when I first came to Turkey, India, it was 2014 December. On the way back, 2015, I found out that turmeric is a good thing, So they told me turmeric is, everyone's talking about turmeric here.
Yeah, it's so good
So
for you.
I mean, I lost my father because of the cancer. So when they told me that this turmeric prevents the cancer disease, it was very interesting to me. Hey, I mean, what is this cancer? So maybe I can bring this to my mom, because maybe she can use it also. So by the time I got that turmeric back home, nobody was using turmeric in Turkey. I was talking about 2015. Nobody was using, even when you go to the shops, they were not even selling turmeric. So by the way, now is like very popular. If you check all the channels, when they make the food, they always put turmeric. They were like, then I got back home and I brought turmeric to my mom, and I told my mom that you have to use this turmeric because it's so good. They say that this is Canada. She used only once and she said, hey, this is too much. It makes like really colorful to my food and I don't want to use it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't smell good. Also, it smells weird. She said like, then in 2-3 years, all the TV channels, all everywhere, I must start saying turmeric, turmeric, turmeric. Then I remember 2019 on the way back, they called me, can you bring turmeric to us? So,
Wow.
and that's when you travel, you can find out. I mean, this is something simple example, but when you travel, you can bring things to your family. I was that phase of the family, all my 20s and 30s. I was traveling because my brother was working, my sister was helping him. You know, they don't have much off days. Like, you know, I was off all the time.
Let me just, I want to go back to a point that you just said about visiting Turkey, visiting India for the first time in 2014. I just want to pause you right there.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
So, okay, let's begin with this, how I started this Ashtanga journey. So, I mean, I'm really lucky because what I'm thinking about Ashtanga yoga is you have to be really lucky to be able to make Ashtanga yoga finds you, you know? So the thing is, I'm a Turkish guy traveling, partying in my 20s. I never thought of doing yoga, by the way, and think about like nobody was practicing Ashtanga yoga in Turkey also in that time.
And it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with your life at all at this point. Like, why? Usually, like Patanjali says, you come to yoga when nothing works, nothing. You've tried every option, and here finally, yoga is revealed. But you're having a great time. Everything's fine for you.
I mean, I was really serious with my ex-girlfriend in that time. In 2011, we started dating, and we broke up 2014 beginning. So we were living in London together. So she was studying in St. Martin's in art school. She's a Turkish girl, but she was very smart. You seen
we
her,
saw her art and her
she was
father's shop.
she was so, and we were really serious, and she was practicing yoga, and she was calling me all the time. We were living in the Camden High Street in a small house, and she was going to Primrose Hill try yoga. Like she was picking from the schedule, and she was like going, and every time she goes, hey, can you come with me, come with me, come with me? I was like, hey, I'm doing water sports and I'm doing all these other sports. What is yoga? It's just like raising hands. Come on, you know, I was saying it's too easy.
Nothing. Yeah,
it's too easy for me, Yani. You know, it's too easy for me. I mean,
and you've given up professional tennis by this point. Were you no longer doing that?
No, I gave up professional tennis when I was 18 years old. When I first when I first go to university. But the university life, I played also in my university team. I was playing tennis all my friend. Then after university, I kept playing, not professional, as a hobby, since I started Ashtanga yoga. So when I started Ashtanga yoga, I slowly, I stopped doing all this wakeboarding, tennis, like other things, snowboarding.
I've seen you water ski, but
So my girlfriend was my ex-girlfriend was very into yoga. She was practicing like every 4 or 5 days in a week, and she was calling me all the time. And after maybe 8 months or calling me like every day, I said, okay, I'm coming with you. Okay, one day. We went to one yoga class, and she told me, I remember, hey, here is the schedule. You pick one. Okay, I was checking the tri yoga schedule. It's like all the classes was 1 hour, 2 hours, 1.5 hour, 1 hour 45 minutes. I saw one Kriya yoga. It's just 30 minutes. Okay, I chose this Kriya yoga. I want to go to Kriya yoga. She said, oh my god, I remember that Kriya yoga was that's why it was 30 minutes probably. You know, that was the hardest one for
Kriya yoga.
Like Kriya yoga.
Kriya yoga.
Yeah.
Kriya yoga.
So you're doing like a lot of breathing and like.
Oh my god, that guy was like, we were the guy's name was, I can't forget. There's an Indian guy, like the long hair, it's like Yogi Ashakonanda. So he was teaching on Tiraiga. Yeah, I mean that
swallowing cloth. The kind of kriyas,
like Yogi Bhajan.
There's all kinds of kriyas though.
Anyway, it's all I mean, it was I remember after 15 minutes, so I start sweating like a crazy, and I stop after 20 minutes. I stop. I just like stop. So I said like it's too much for my body. But that day, something came up to my mind. What is this? How come this can affect my body like that? In 15 minutes, I got that much sweat and I got that tired. Normally, I'm doing like so many things. I start thinking about it, So, but I stopped doing it. So she called me next day. I said, I'm not coming. Okay. But it was always in my mind. That. Then we broke up and I was not in a good mood. And
Yeah.
I said, let me travel. It was 2013 December. Yeah, it was. And one of my good friend, him, Johnny. So
Johnny.
he was
Johnny.
in,
Yeah.
he was in Miami, so he lives in Miami. Like I mean,
Johnny
he's an
Hack.
American citizen. So
No.
no, not Johnny Hack.
His
He's a
friend Johnny.
Turkish Johnny.
Turkish Johnny.
Turkish
So
Johnny.
that guy is kind of one of the most important guy for me for the yoga, because he was living in South Beach, and he said, okay, you can come and you can stay with me. And I said, let me come, and maybe I can go to Orlando also in that time, because they always have the biggest water sports fair in Orlando, which I'm really interested in that time. So I said, let me come and stay with you for a while, and I can go to Orlando. I mean, the goal was just to spend time and just relax a little bit. So I remember my first week, I was before the water sports fair, and I was asking, hey, Johnny, you know what? Because that yoga class was still in my mind, and I was thinking, oh my God, hey, maybe one place that I can go and practice yoga. He said, hey, very close to this. He was living in the 5th Street, and Miami Life Center was in the 6th Street, I think, or 6th or 7th. I'm maybe 7. It was old Miami Life Center. So he said, I'm very close by this one. You go and check this. You don't think about like South Beach, Miami has like all the yoga classes, Bikram, hot yoga, that yoga, could be the closest one, the other one to Johnny also, So like Johnny, because not practicing yoga, by the way. So that's why Miami Life Center was the closest one. And he showed me, you can go to Miami Life Center. I said, okay, let's go. And I signed up and I did one class, and I sweat like a crazy again. And I said like, okay, let me do another class. And that teacher, she was teaching Ashtanga 101 or something, or introduction to Ashtanga could be, because they were doing a lot of classes in that time in Miami Life Center. So for the beginners, it's kind of a very nice place to start your Ashtanga journey, because nowhere in the world, I think, they have that many Ashtanga classes going on all day long. So I picked the Ashtanga 101, and the Gabriela, she was like second day, third day. She said, saying me, hey, you're very good. You're very good. I don't think in that time I was very good, but she was like pumping me, like, you're very good. You're very good. I was like, okay. And, as a young man, or like, as a single man, let's say, I've been seeing like so many girls around me trying to do things, and I'm like the one or two, and the other guys were like almost one or two guy was gay, in the class. I was like I said, what a nice place. Only thing that you can
what a
do.
nice place. Yeah.
What a nice place is, like so many girls, and but the only thing is you can't have a drink here. Looks like, but you have to sweat. But the other things were like nice to me, but that was also kind of, as a single man, it was attractive to me. Why not doing things with the girls, kind of, it was nice. But you have to do all this practice, otherwise you can't go to class. So
That's right. You
you
gotta stretch your body to meet the girls.
You get like a
can
green smoothie afterward, and
you can say, but it could be your beginning point, but you can keep going every day just to see the girls and just like be on your mat. No one's they will understand that your reason is that. So you have to do the practice also. But
in the old days, what we would do, we would do like lead Ashtanga classes, and they would set us up two lines facing each other. And so I was like a 21-year-old in Texas doing Ashtanga yoga, in straight in like lines. And I'm like the only guy there. And like women, when they're putting their clothes on, they're not thinking about how their cleavage is going to look when they're doing a push-up. They're thinking about their cleavage when they're standing straight up. That's just how women think. And then they get down on the ground and they're on the ground in like an alligator push-up position. They're not thinking about how their cleavage then looks. They don't think about this. If you talk to them, ask them, any woman you meet, what does your cleavage look like when you're down flat on the ground? They have no idea. They have a very clear idea of what they look like, and it is intense. It is an intense amount of cleavage in an Ashtanga yoga class, especially. They should go back to that. They should go back to that style.
Some people do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some people still does.
Yeah.
I think when I was practicing in Miami Life Center, my class was like that also. My first class. So it was like facing each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So there's a draw right away. There's a draw. There's a clear advantage to being in this environment.
So you were hooked then, because you kept coming back.
But I kept coming back. But I can honestly say that I really like the sweating practice and challenging something. So I always like to challenge my body since my childhood. How can I challenge my body? So, and I found it really challenging, Ashtanga practice, and being with like so many girls around me and doing that challenging thing. It was really, good for me. I really liked it. So that's why I kept going the classes. I didn't go only the reason that girls are around me, because I was in the Miami. I can go to Miami
like
Beach.
3 or 4 more reasons.
I mean, it could be my second reason, but that's the first one.
Wow.
Let's say that. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. So
already.
I'm gonna be honest. It could be my second reason, but my first reason was the sweating. So sweating kept me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I never sweated that much all my life. Doing like so many, I was sweating like a crazy. And when you're in 20s, you were partying, you were having drink, you were going out like things like. I got a lot of toxic in my body, probably because I was sweating like a crazy, and it was. People are even not getting close to my mat because like whole wet around, So it was like,
men are famous for that. Yeah.
No, but he really sweated a lot. I remember when I first met you in Sarajevo, you were still sweating. A lot of sweating was happening.
I mean, I remember
like
the teacher told me, hey man, I was bald again in that time also. Hey man, you have to put something to your head because your head is like drops are going down and down on the non-stop. And that's how I started putting headband also, because she told me, hey, you're practicing, you're a tennis player, right? So you should have a headband. So something. I started using that, and I used for 3 years.
Yeah.
So and I was changing that headband like three headband every practice I was bringing with me, and I was switching extra like headbands. Every maybe like extra. I was sweating like that.
Didn't you bring 2 cloth because mats when I first too? Didn't you bring 2 cloth mats?
No. So no, I only one mat, but I was using 2, 3 cover. You mean the cloth ones put on top, right? So that I was bringing 2. Yeah, that one too. Yeah, 2. So I remember when I started practicing with Saraswati when I first came to India.
Okay, there we go. Put a flag right there again. But then why you're in Miami? You have this wonderful lifestyle in Turkey. But then why then I got to go to India? Why?
So this happened like that because my visa. I got the tourist visa when I was in Miami. So like with tourist visa, you can only stay for 6 months, one single entry. So it's kind of good amount, but I wanted to stay a little longer. So I tripped to Jamaica, Costa Rica, and I got back to Miami. And I stayed that year 8-9 months in Miami Life Center. But it was hard for me as a Turkish person to be in United States with a tourist visa and kept practicing like that. So in that time, I met Kino and Tim, and Tim was talking to me. He was very nice guy. So I was bald, he was bald. Maybe he liked me
Yeah,
like that.
natural connection.
That's why I'm a natural connection. He was like, oh, it's a talking. And I told my story, so that I'm coming here, that with tourist visa, and it's kind of a little challenging for me to come. He said, why you're not going to Mysore? I said, what is Mysore? So he said, there is a place where we are going also practicing, and everybody who practice Ashtanga like to go to Mysore. You should try. I said, why not?
Why
Then
not?
I came back. I came back straight to Turkey. I got my visa. The visa. It just like 15 days. I stopped in. I made pit stop in Turkey like 15 days. Then I went straight back to
Straight to
India.
India. Amazing.
India, yeah.
After
But
basically 9 months of practicing, you were like, I'm going to Mysore.
yeah, I mean that's team told me to,
Yeah.
and he gave me some connection also here, that like where to go. I mean, I was really scared because I never thought of going to India, because traveling means to go some modern places usually for me, and to
Yeah.
go to
Nice
Europe,
places.
US,
Yeah.
British. I mean, like nice restaurants, bar, girls.
Yeah.
Kind of traveling means
Girls.
like not
Yeah.
in India, like I, but
The
I
girls are
never
sort of
thought of.
impenetrable in India, is my
I
experience.
mean,
Unless they're, Western.
Foreigners.
I mean, I didn't know that that many foreigner people coming to India, by the way. So,
Right.
when I first came here, I really surprised to see that many people around the world, like I said, what a nice place. And I felt like same like the others. When I was in Miami, it was like, I was the tourist guy, I was coming from Turkey, it was hard to be there, for me
Yeah.
for a long time. But here, everybody was saying, even I got the advantage of being Turkey, because this country quite is part of Turkey, similar to this country also. I know these people, they like more similar to my people also, like
Yeah.
this part. I was like really okay. All the local people, they really liked me, and I had really good connection with the local peoples here. So it was very charming for me to come here
Yeah. Yeah.
after a while.
I think you fell in love with it because every year you just kept going back and back and back for 6 months every year.
I like to skip winter, so I like the Ashtanga practice, and
Winter
I like
in
to
Turkey is
be
horrific, as I understand.
No, our winter is not that hard, but still, I mean,
Not
it's
like
winter.
Canada, I imagine. Never mind.
No. People were swimming yesterday. I saw in
Oh
Çeşme.
my
It was
God.
like 19 degrees. They said like a day remembers our to summer to us. So it was kind of they stay from summer, but it can happen again next day. It can rain, it can be cold, but I know it's like a mellow, like we have like really soft winter, but still here is better.
Yeah.
In the winter time.
Rain can be cold, and if it gets colder, it becomes a thing. They call it snow.
Snow. Yeah.
Snow is the word. We use this word snow when rain gets too cold.
Yeah.
So then so then why did you decide to practice with Saraswati? What inspired you to choose Mama?
I remember Tim told me that you go practice with Saraswati because you're like beginner. So it's better you start with Saraswati. In that time, you remember Mysore was totally different, because when I first came here, Saraswati and Sharat only was teaching. And Saraswati had a small shala, and Sharat was teaching in the main shala. And the main shala got only maybe 100 people in one time. And it was still like 200, 300 people was coming in a monthly. It was so hard to get in up to Sharat. And I picked Saraswati. Then I saw people suffering to get spots for Sharachi, like, next year and the following years. I said, okay, I want to practice with Mama. And when you stick on someone, you don't want to change it easily, you know. So I was really, really happy with her. I mean, you know, sometimes just the presence is enough. So she was not moving too much and she was not helping, but it was good to see someone really, she got the energy. She still got the energy, probably. I mean, I
Yeah.
really like her. I mean, I would say, I mean, she's my first teacher, kind of, yeah, you know. So I
Wow.
Yeah.
really like, I practiced 6 years and maybe totally 24 months or something with her, like more than 2 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
My understanding is that she's far superior to Tim.
Tim Feldman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard if Tim's out there and if someone wants to mention it to him, Russell heard Saraswati was far superior to Tim Feldman.
But
Okay.
but now you're practicing with Sharad in his new shala.
Now after like a night trip to Mysore, finally.
Night trip, yeah.
Yeah, finally I'm with Sharachi now. I'm
Yeah.
super happy, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to go to his conference. So my first 3 years with Saraswati, we had a common conferences. So we had the common chanting. So I was sitting all the conferences next to him. I remember even I was there when you got the certification.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting next to him when you got the certification with Magnolia. So I remember he called both for you. I was like, that's how I start liking you, by the way. You were like smiling, you know, all the time. So you were like, then I remember I saw you in the store with Jeff and the kid, and
Yeah.
you guys both say hi to me, and you was like, I said, hey, what a nice people, these people, you know. So it was my second year and I was still a rookie here, and I was just like, I was just looking for a little smile, you know. So because it's hard to get little smiles sometimes in Mysore. I mean,
Oh,
you
those
guys know
jaded older students. Oh,
better
terrible,
better
cliquish.
better than me. So that's, I
What
was
posture are
I mean,
you on?
yeah, it's still sometimes same, but anyways, I'm already like not rookie anymore. I know what to do. But in that time,
Yeah.
I was like, when somebody smiles at me, I was like getting really positive all these things, and I was like, oh, she's very nice, and she's very looks like and certification kind of, you got it, like, hey, I want to practice with her, yeah, you know. So, but that year I went to, after Saraswati, I went to practice with Monica in Pondicherry
Yeah.
for maybe 6 weeks. Then I saw you posted something about Bosnia that's like
Yeah.
you were, and I was in traveling mode. So I said, like, let me go back to Turkey and let's see, maybe I can go to Bosnia. That's the easiest kind of country to go because I don't need a visa for Bosnia. Normally I need Schengen visa for Europe, but
Yeah.
Bosnia, I was okay. I said, why not? Let me go to Bosnia and practice with her. That's changed like all my life, probably.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's.
Yeah,
I
because
I want
yeah,
to find out
because
more about this. I'm sorry.
want to hear why it changed his life.
Okay, I'm interested in this in what he's doing with the hotels and
Okay, we're
and
gonna get
the
into
and
that.
the retreats, because that's a big jump.
That's
You
maybe why it changed his
no,
life.
is this what
this is life
changed his,
changing. So this is
this is
life
it?
changing travel for me. Because why it's life changing travel? Because I remember at that time, let's say the passenger, so I was really struggling to Mauritius and Adi, and my knee was swallowing all the time. Like everybody wants me to pose Mauritius and Adi. I couldn't even know. I remember first day also she came and I skipped the Mauritius and Adi. Maybe you remember, because I was
remember.
doing Mauritius and A and B, C, and I skipped the D. So then I went to the Navasana, and then she came, hey, why you switched? Why you didn't do Mauritius? I said, I'm scared because my knee. You remember you said, let's try together. Maybe you can do it. She said, like, maybe I can help you. You said,
Yeah.
I said, but okay, but I'm really scared. I told her, I don't. I want to practice next for 5 days, and if my knee gone, I can't do that. So She said, just calm and just trust me. I said, okay. Then she put me both sides, the Mauritius and Adi. I was nothing happened during the practice. So, but I had that experience before. It comes sometimes after the practice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was really little bit still suspicious. Like, you know, I finished the practice. I went back home. I went back to hotel. You know, I was like thinking, hey. Whole night I was thinking, this knee, what's going to happen to my knee? You
Right.
know, yeah.
Yeah. Did
Then
you
in the
ice
morning,
it? Any ice?
no. I
No,
didn't
you
do it.
gotta ice up.
No. I
Oh
was just
man.
waiting. I was okay, but I was just waiting to something happen because you know it always like that. People were putting me Mauritius and the next day my knee was that big. So then next day nothing happened. I woke up and I went to practice again. Well, we did together again, and it was like 6 days in a row.
You didn't
Then
ice
since
at
that,
all?
No, he was fine.
No,
I was
you
just
know what they say in Turkey? They say this in Turkey. It's a trust in Allah, but tie your camel.
yeah. I'll never tie your camel. That's
He
right.
was
You should ice
fine.
up.
No, he doesn't need to ice up.
No, you should tie your camel.
No, then I mean, you remember I was talking about Turkey all the time, like
Yeah.
Turkey is like this, Turkey like that. So I think you were also in that year start traveling. It was like first, maybe you were traveling before, but I after getting certification, it was like first 2 3 years.
Yeah.
First year, maybe the second year. I don't know. So
And I
you
started
were very
traveling
into
more.
traveling. So you know, so you start
Yeah.
traveling more after that. So then I said let's because Bosnia has a lot of Turkish things, and it was because it was Turkish land, Ottoman land in 15th centuries. So they have like mosque, they have Turkish things, they have Turkish cheese, olives, everything. So I was talking about Turkey,
Oh,
and I was talking about Turkish breakfast all the time. So I remember we went to breakfast all together
Yeah.
with those people. So then I was talking about hey, you asked me what's your job. I was talking about I have a small boutique hotel, like my family, but like, I remember you encouraged me and you said, hey, maybe we can do a retreat together. I said, yeah, I mean, what is it? How can I make it? In that, I never thought of I was doing a yoga business, by the way, you know, so like doing something with yoga. She said, let's do a retreat together. I said, I can do it, but I don't have shala. I just have a small hotel that I can fit like maybe 30 people, but I don't have a shala. So she said, maybe you can go. You said you can go and find a place. Maybe we can move there. You were very, you know, you were showing the way how to do things to me. And I was like, okay, let me do that. Then I was in contact with you all the time. And I remember our first retreat was like 29 people, something.
Yeah, we had
So,
so many people come.
and was I on that one?
Yeah, that
I was on
when
the
you
first
came.
one with so many people. We were in the gymnasium,
it
and
was
it was what I remember
no,
most about
you were
it.
in the second. You were in the second one. The first one, it was 25 people. Something. You were in the not in the first one. First one, no.
No, he
What
was in
I'm
the first
I was in
one.
the first one.
first
Yeah, I
one,
was in the
First
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 one.
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 And what I remember most about it
Because
was
Tunisia people came. Tunisia people came in the second one, so that's why. So
Yeah, they came twice though,
people
I think.
twice. Okay.
I think they came twice.
they came
Yeah.
twice. Oh, I see. I see. The Tunisian people came twice.
Oh, the Tunisian people. Oh, yeah. That was
She,
I was alone for that one, I think. I don't think he was
you
there
were
for that.
okay. So you were alone that one.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
also came for the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
What I remember most about it is that on the final morning you were going to drive us to the airport. It was super kind, and it was just we had just had such an amazing experience. I was imagining going to, you know, I thought I was going to be going to like living in a mosque or something, but I was actually going to the beach, and I was spending, you know, it was an incredible time. It was just an absolutely incredible
And
time.
eating ice cream.
Eating ice cream. It was just amazing. And then we stopped for breakfast. It was like, we're gonna have breakfast on the way. And it was like, oh, thank God, I could really use like, you know, eggs on toast, something like that. When we get to the restaurant, it's like, nope, it's cheese again.
Cheese and olives.
Like I can't eat this much cheese anymore. It's just too much cheese. And it's like every single meal we're just eating cheese, and I was like, you start to get cheese sweats, and, you know, you started like, oh, I'm dying of cheese now.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah,
It's
I want to
terrible.
talk little more about how harmony affected my journey because after that retreat, because normally that hotel belongs to my mom, and my brother is the charge of all the company. He decides everything. So I mean, I'm okay because he thinks better than me in the business side. I'm always supporting him. So, he's my brother. But the hotel has already staff that my brother hired. I was just going that hotel to stay a few nights, like I was like a guest. And that this thing came up to me, the yoga retreat. And we had like 29 people in that time, and hotel was full, and it was something different. So, and then I start thinking about, hey, maybe this hotel we can do different something. And I was talking to my brother. My brother was, no, it's like a hotel, because all the hotels around me, they only serve breakfast, and they work for the Turkish customers, Turkish guests.
Right.
So, and the hotel makes good money, all the hotels around me. And if I rent the hotel makes good money also, then this is kind of a challenge to make yoga retreats. I was always thinking that, why I can rent the hotel and I can make maybe more money than doing a retreat, by the way, and without doing anything.
Yeah.
So, but I really like this practice. And the way she showed me, okay, let me do like the next year also, let's try one more time. After the second year, I start thinking about transferring this hotel as a yoga hotel. But I didn't know what to do at that time, because I was only in contact with you and a few teachers, and all these teachers are connected with me because of you, because they know you, they trust you. They don't know the Turkish guy, they don't know what is doing the Turkish guy. That's why she's very important, because of her I got all these people, so slowly, because they know harmony. Okay, if harmony goes, we can go. That's how it happened.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's how it happened. I mean, I can't deny this. So because all these students, they come for the teacher, by the way. First, they're not coming for my face. So okay, I wish they come for me also, but
now they're coming for you.
No, but after seeing Alaçatı, after seeing that this part of Turkey is really modern, people are really open-minded, the food is delicious, the sea, sun, ancient history, like, okay, it's worth to come back, So that's they coming afterward like that. And I'm happy they like my hospitality also. I'm super happy they like it. But still, their first main reason is for the teacher. So
but then you took your hotel and you transformed it during COVID, because no one was traveling during COVID, and you renovated the entire hotel, the outside. So now it has its own little yoga shala right on site. We don't have to drive to the gymnasium anymore.
That's called Laruga effect. So let's call it Laruga effect, okay? So let's call it Laruga effect, because in pandemic only Laruga was traveling. So I'm happy she came like maybe 3 times, I think, and we did another retreat, another part of the Turkey with her. But she came 3 times, and she started saying that you don't have a sala, because first time we did the sports arena again, and I mean, some students also start little complaining about it. But at the same year, Sharachi opened his sports arena, but everybody was practicing with Sharachi. Nobody was
complained about the airline.
Nobody was complaining, but I was bringing people to the sports arena. All the same, most of they all start complaining. Hey, this is sports arena. When we raise our hand, our head is shaking. I mean, when they raised their hand on Trikonasana, their head was shaking because they are looking high ceiling, So they start complaining, and Laruga also was complaining a little bit. And, so then I start thinking about, I mean, what can I do best for this place? And I mean, it was good that someone was complaining, because I mean, harmony is always nice. She always support, even maybe she wanted and that time also that I have a shala, but she never said to me that, okay, we're going there, because By the way, you know, when you put your mat, doesn't matter where you are, by the way. If you have teacher and you have your mat, that's the practice you can do anywhere.
Totally.
But at the end, this is a yoga retreat. People wants to have something better. And why not? I can also, I said, transform this place and make better version of this place, you know? So it might, I mean, and I spend I made the money that season. I spent all the money that I made that season for that transformation. By the way, I made
The
2 roof.
renovations.
I made 2 big roof, and I made the ground. I mean, the wooden ground, and I made the kitchen, and you know, all the
Yeah.
garden was totally different place. It was this rock stone garden and fully open, and nothing were there. I mean. Then this happened and I transformed and I started, okay, I mean, then I start hosting again. You and Laruga came one more time and I see that this place can work and this is like a good place and people start liking it, you know? So then I said, why not? We can make it like a yoga place here.
Now you're a businessman like your brother.
Big boss
I mean,
man.
I'm still not a businessman because I'm really unprofessional. Yeah, you know, so I don't even have a website that I posting my schedule. Like, you know, if you follow me or teacher, I mean, we're like you can come and join our retreats. Otherwise, it's kind of you can check my highlights maybe on hotels highlights and it's like that's it. I don't
All you
even
need
have a
is
schedule.
Instagram. You don't need anything
I don't even have a
I
schedule.
mean, it looks like I'm not even professional, you know, like anymore. But it's
Step by step, just like the practice.
I mean,
first the
I like to
renovations,
be.
then the website.
I like to be this way, so I don't want to be professional. Also, I just like this is yoga because you don't have to be really strict. You know what I'm doing. We never collect deposit from people because we don't want to push people too much when they come from Turkey. I mean, I want them to come and really for that reason. I don't want to push people to come and do something. I mean, you know, I like people when they come and enjoy. I'm really happy when I see them, you know, like this.
I think we got engaged in the hotel.
Yeah, kind of.
We flew from Budapest.
That was the trip. Yeah.
And then we landed in, we were like, we had breakfast in Budapest and then dinner in.
No, breakfast in Turkey in.
Oh, did we?
In Izmir, and then we flew to Budapest.
Oh, that's right. So we got married. We got engaged in the morning, and then we had an engagement dinner in Budapest.
Yeah,
that's what we did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in the if you go up the stairs, the far room on the left, that's where we got engaged.
And I've had many birthdays in your hotel.
Yeah, your birthday always like it was June, right? So this coming.
We're always I'm always there. Now we're in July though.
We're in July, so we can have like late birthday party. Where you know we'll like it.
When is your birthday?
Mine is the September 7th of September.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to next time. We'll plan for your birthday.
what are the dates for the next one?
So the next retreat is July 1st to the 10th.
Yeah.
8 days.
Yeah, and I think we're maybe halfway full. So
we're halfway full. We're getting there. Full. So there's a cutoff at 400.
Not 400.
No,
no.
I mean, now we have like maybe 7 people, 8 people already.
I think so.
Signed up.
Yeah,
I think signed up.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I mean, it's. I mean, this year it's gonna be like.
By the time this is released, it'll hopefully be a bit more.
How many people do we need to be able to afford to send me as well?
You have to find dog sitters.
I have to get that's extra money as well. Okay, all right, we'll work on that.
And tickets.
I think we're gonna fill up the hotel this year. Probably.
Yeah. I think we'll have.
It's better.
15. We can fit 15 in the practice spot.
I think 15 we can be like
maximum
shared room and double room. I think we're gonna be full and I mean I can and my students gonna come also like 2-3 students like daily. So it's in July. So it's gonna be like 18 to 20 people probably this year.
But also like extra you can do extra add-ons and make extra money. So like, for example, you can charge extra for Wi-Fi, you could charge extra for a TV, charge extra for the bus service. And these things start to pile up on top of each other. And you get the deluxe platinum service. And then you can send for Russell.
It's so funny. I never watch TV when I'm there, even though there's like a TV in the room. I never watch TV. And then those girls were telling me last year that they were like up late at night watching Turkish like television and news, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't even know the TV worked, to be honest, like ever in the 6 years I've been
I'm the
here.
same. Yeah. I don't watch TV. I mean, it's the same, but people, you have to put the. Yeah, people like watching TV. Turkish people also.
The
When
Turkish
I
people
got
like
Turkish
TV.
guests, I mean, they ask for a TV.
Yeah, well, they can
Still, it's
also
like old
understand the
school.
language.
Yeah,
It makes it a little more.
I feel like we could spend a lot more time talking about how you started to learn how to juggle, which I think is really important to you. But I don't want to keep you too long. We can leave a whole nother episode to talk about the amazing juggling that you do, which is phenomenal. But I don't know how
Juggling
that
is my
happened.
hobby. I still got the balls that we bought from Budapest together.
Yeah.
I got them with me. Let me show you.
Okay.
I got
have
them
my
with,
balls.
You
too.
bought them. And didn't you buy balls also when
I
no,
need
that
I need
was
to show this.
Budapest. That was Budapest. Yeah. I was trying to remember.
You remember?
Oh, look at those.
You remember?
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
those
Those
ones.
are such beautiful. Sevket's balls on the film. If you're only listening to this, but you really need to see Sevket's balls. They're extraordinarily multicolored.
He has 3 of them.
Are you gonna do a little bit of juggling with your balls for us? Just a little bit? No.
No.
Yeah.
Because
If you come in July, you can see the juggling.
when I learned to juggle, I was told, look, any human being can juggle 3 balls, but we can teach you that. But you can either juggle 3, but if you can juggle 4, you're a whole nother kind of human being, and you can't teach that.
But the thing is, if I juggle 4, they're gonna ask me, "Can you do 5?" So it goes like that, you know. When you do 3, the guy who got jealous or who never because they always looking for a gap, something in your practice, right? So can you do 4? If I do 4, what's gonna happen? You're gonna ask me, "Can you do 5?" If I do 5, you're gonna ask me, "Can you do 6?"
Yeah.
It goes up there, and people can juggle like 12 balls, like 13 balls. I seen in the YouTube. It's like a crazy. Of course, it's like my hobby. I really enjoy it, but I never thought of going far from that. I'm just like doing for myself. So this kind of juggling or stick juggling or all these kind of things, by the way, you're doing it for yourself. So where you're enjoying. So the first thing to entertain yourself. If people around you also get entertained by what you're doing, it's fine. If they don't, it's still fine because I'm doing for myself. You know. So yeah, it doesn't matter. I juggle good or you can only juggle 1 ball. Just toss it and hold it. Toss it. Someone can come and ask you, "Hey, what are you doing? It doesn't look even good." But I'm not doing for you. I'm doing for myself. If it doesn't look good, go watch something else.
Yeah.
You know? So I think jugglers has this mentality, you know, all the jugglers. So they don't care about the audience. They just having fun.
You have to be very one-pointed focused to do it, which I think is really amazing kind of yoga skill, is to be able to focus your mind so intensely on the moment and just like the
But
thing.
also the first lesson to juggling is you take a ball and you drop the ball. And they say, get used to that.
Yeah.
Get used to that.
It's a combination of acceptance and also one-pointed concentration.
Yeah.
Good juggler who knows how to pick up the ball and start again, and you have to pick up the ball and start again. That's the good juggler, you know. So you shouldn't give up. So the ball will go down and you will pick up and go again. Pick up and
I
go
think
again.
there's some metaphors we could make here with yoga practice.
Yeah. You just keep picking up the ball,
and also
you keep trying again.
The practice
Yeah.
for your own enjoyment, your own self.
Yeah.
If someone
So-
doesn't like it, go look the other way.
Tomorrow,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
get up and you go practice again. You try again. You pick
Yeah, I
yourself
mean,
up one more time.
If I do in the public, always people think that you're trying to showing off something, to people.
Yeah.
So that's why I stopped doing in the public, because here also I'm still juggling here, but not in the public, because I mean, people.
Yeah. I used to paint in public. I used to go out and paint, and people would give me money. And I was like,
good.
no, I don't give me, I'm trying to paint. I'm trying to remain in a flow state, and people were disturbing me with like throwing fucking cash at me. It was like coins. Like, I don't bother me. I'm trying to do my practice.
Mostly I remember when I was juggling in front of the house here in mostly girls, when they passing by, they really enjoy it, they really, but the men's, when they just give a weird look. Yeah, these girls usually
they do, women do,
it makes girls laugh, so they just smiling, when they see that.
They enjoy it when Sevket juggles his balls. I see it. Well, thank you so much. This is adorable having you and talking to you. And I hope the retreat fills up, and then we can bring me too. It'd be great.
We have to plan it at a time when my parents are here to watch the dogs.
We gotta bring the dog, sweetie. That's ridiculous.
I can't go.
No, the dogs don't like us when we're away. They don't like it.
So
I think when the time gets close, we can find a way to bring him. Yeah.
And the Turks love dogs. There's one thing I know about Turkey: they love animals.
They do love animals.
Wow.
Turkish people, I think they love animals more than any other culture, country that I have ever visited.
Yeah, absolutely. I watched a video on what do they call TikTok?
I don't know.
And I saw some guy trying to take care of an animal in the street, some kind of dog. And I said, "Oh, that's Turkey." And I sent it to Sevket. I said, "Is this Turkey?" And Sevket said, "Yeah, that's Turkey."
Yeah, because they love the street dogs. They're so well taken care of, and all the cats, and it's amazing.
Istanbul is very famous with cats, so like everybody, the Instagram, it's a lot of videos going on about Istanbul cats. Cats is like a boss in Istanbul. All the shops, they got their own cats, and the cats, they're just acting like they own the shop, so this is like, it goes on Instagram, and I see it is like not in the Turkish profiles. I can see the other profiles, they sharing it, and then I read the comments about it, and people, they all say that only Turkey you can see that, like that's impossible, and nowhere in the world we can't.
It's worth the trip just to go to see how people behave around animals in Turkey. It's different than anything else in the world.
That's another kind of commonality though with India. I mean, not so much with the dogs, but with the cows.
If the dog is equivalent to a cow in Turkey, for sure.
Or the cat, right?
The dog comes up to the shop,
like
he's like, "Oh, I'll feed and water this dog." That's what you do. Just like with the cow goes door to door in India, it's the same.
India, here we have street dogs also. I mean, I seen this year a few cats also, but they got street dogs, and usually these people also, they feed them. I see around them, they feed the dogs, people also here. I mean, they
not
also,
as well as you do. You do a much nicer job.
No, Turkish dogs are big. They all healthy and big. Indian dogs are skinny, and
dogs.
I mean,
this
year they don't look healthy here. So, but in Turkey, all the street animals are super healthy.
Bit hot but healthy.
It's amazing. It's amazing. There is a really great documentary though. I forget what it's called, but it is about the Istanbul cats. Do you know that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, I seen that one, and this is like getting really. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of videos in soon about Istanbul cats. I mean, people are sharing a lot of things about Istanbul and cats in Istanbul and cats, and because of the cat population in Istanbul, so that's why we don't have mouse or other
Yeah.
insect coming inside the houses. So
Yeah.
they protect the houses. By the way, it's
Yeah, they keep
for
them. Yeah.
yeah, if you go to London, so you know what's happening here. So
There's
like,
so many. That's something I never really
They
thought
need more
about.
cats.
The way that
Introduce
so no,
wild cats to
that's
London.
why I think
cats
they
chasing
start
mice.
letting cats all times, because all these people, they knew that if cats gonna be around, so many,
Yeah.
even I have also 4 or 5 cats going on inside the hotel, so we don't have cockroaches, we don't have any, they
No.
never, they can come to the
No.
kitchen because these guys are playing with them, so the Osma, when they see them, they start playing, they bring to me sometimes. Even I remember once, Osman, the cat, that my favorite cat is, he bring one very skinny small snake.
Oh, wow.
Is my where is, I don't know where he found it. Nothing, maybe he can found outside the hotel also, but it was like super skinny small snake. So these guys are protecting anything. They don't let
Oh,
any other animals to get in. So
Yeah.
my dog
That's
brought
amazing.
me a rabbit head this morning,
Ear.
plus a
oh yeah,
skull.
Oh.
You didn't see the skull? The rabbit ear was attached to the top part of the skull.
wow.
That was really friendly. And I was just like, oh, this is so sweet of him to bring me rabbit skull plus ear.
How's my kitty doing?
Oh, you have a kitty cat. I forgot.
Yeah. I mean, she's so good. She got the operation already.
Oh, good.
So she can give a birth. She's gonna have really nice winter. So my guy is there and he's feeding all these cats. I'm looking forward to see them. I miss my mom and my family, but I miss Osman and Julie.
The
I'm
Julie?
calling
cats.
I'm calling her Julie. Yeah, not
Uh,
Sisa anymore. So I'm
what
calling
about
her
the other
Julie.
one?
Which one?
Your other cat, Ozma and Yogini.
Osman. Yogini also. I mean, that makes me crazy. So she gave a birth after you guys left, and
Oh, really?
yeah, she gave a birth. She got pregnant. She gave a birth. It was
Oh,
in the September time. Like it was 4, 5, 4, I think, 4 kitten. So I took care of them all the time. So then at some point you have to let them outside, put them outside. I put them outside. That mama is crazy. She needs to clean the kittens. So
Yeah.
because when they outside, they can get things on their fur, and the mama should clean them.
yeah.
But she stopped cleaning, and their eyes got closed before I
Oh.
coming here. 2 not survived. The other 2, I went to vet, and I somehow they were okay, and I left them behind
Yeah.
me. Of course,
Yeah.
Yogini is still there, and she didn't come for the operation. I was trying to give her food with pills that I want to take her to the vet, because I don't want her to get pregnant again,
Yeah.
because that's the hardest thing for a cat. And the problem with the cats, they don't care about the kittens after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They pretend like this kitten doesn't belong to me anymore. And think about, the mama is very protective for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Super protective. They don't even let to touch. They leave them. This is the cat life. They leave
Yeah.
them, and they don't care anymore. So that's why.
I just want to say to the viewers at home who are listening, like
This part my kid
you
cut.
cannot even like the intensity of feeling in Shevket's face and how deeply personal he's taking the abrogation responsibility of the mother cat to her own kittens, and like the Turkish identity is wrapped up in caring for animals and caring for kittens and dogs, and the cat is not caring for her own kitten. And like the care that he has for these cats, like you should see it in his face. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you have to go look it up because it's so much passion. I'm so sorry that you've had this struggle with Yogini.
No. That's right. So I'm thinking more than the cat moms. So that's what happens. So then I'm also start thinking I'm emotional a little bit. So I don't want to leave them behind. I don't want them to get used to me because when they get used to you, it's hard for them to start a new life for the cats also. Like they are looking for you for a while, So that's why it was so hard to make it. And then that mama didn't let me to take her to the vet for the operation. So hope she's not gonna get pregnant again because these cats can get pregnant every 2-3 months, So like that's crazy,
Well,
wasn't she pregnant already once and abandoned her kitten?
No harm. Sevket, thank you so much
She
for
was
this conversation. And we're gonna pause here, and then we're gonna talk offline more about the cats. And I just want to thank you. I love you to death. You're adorable, and we're gonna keep talking about cats after we push stop. That's what we're gonna do.
And people have to come to Turkey and see Julie. She's the best cat.
And then we're gonna push pause now.
And Osman.
And then the people can come and talk to us about cats in Turkey, in the Turkiya.
In Turkiya.
Turkiya. You gotta stop.
Turkiya.
Turkiya.
Okay, let's say we're gonna meet on July 1st to 10.
Yes, July 1st.
If you guys wanna catch us, all three of us, you guys should come to Çeşme and hang out with us for 10 days. I'm sure you guys gonna have a lot of fun, and you guys can learn a lot of things. Yoga. I can teach some water sports also. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome.
It's gonna be amazing. Well, that was super fun. And if you are interested in exploring and having even more fun with me in person in Turkey, then I'd encourage you to come put down your deposit, save your spot, and enjoy 10 days with me in this beautiful location in an intimate retreat setting. Just imagine starting your day off with chanting, meditation, pranayama, followed by Mysore-style asana or a guided class, having one-on-one support and adjustments from me, followed by a delicious brunch, a Turkish breakfast with Turkish tea and Turkish coffee, and then time to yourself to go deep, to journal or explore the city, or take a boat ride to a Greek island, maybe explore the ancient city of Ephesus, or just go to the beach and relax and unwind and suntan. It's so much fun. We have a beautiful, delicious time enjoying all that Turkey has to offer on the Mediterranean coast of the Aegean Sea. And I hope that you'll come and join me. So if you're interested in exploring this with me, come to my all-inclusive retreat in Alaçatı, Turkey. You can find out more information on my website, harmonyslater.com/yoga-retreat-Turkey. All the details are there, but if you have further questions, don't hesitate to reach out, DM me on Instagram at harmonyslaterofficial, or you can send me an email. It's all there for you, and I'm here for you as well. So come on and take a beautiful yoga vacation, retreat with me to Turkey. I would love to see you there. There's a few more spots open, and I hope that you take one of them for yourself. That's it. We've concluded another episode of the Finding Harmony podcast. I just want to thank you so much for doing the work that changes the world, starting with yourself. It truly does make a huge difference. Please make sure you have your automatic downloads turned on wherever you listen so you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. I have so much more magic I can't wait to share with you. Lastly, if you're on Instagram, I love connecting and hearing from you. So come on over and say hello at Finding Harmony Podcast. And you can also come say hello to me personally at Harmony Slater Official. Thank you again for being here. I cannot wait to share more with you in our next episode.